We will now see the most important thing for a beginner to get a great voice recording. Many of your audio problems can be solved easily if you capture your voice at the right recording level. If your recording level is right, then you follow some simple steps and are done with processing. Otherwise, you must know complex audio editing techniques that will take you years to learn. Unfortunately, you may never learn it. If you are frustrated, you may leave this field early. This video will save you from some of the frustration and set your path in the right direction. I have included some samples from my Audacity Accelerator program. I have analyzed problems in some of the recordings. Please check if you are making the same mistake. I have selected these 3 tracks for assignment 1. All these tracks have different issues, so let's discuss them one by one. The first track looks okay, but has some issues with the peak. If we just look at the waveform, we cannot see any obvious issue. But this is the original recording and it has not been processed. During recording, your peak should not exceed -6 dB in the meter. We can see the recording is consistently crossing -6 dB. Exceeding -6 dB increases the risk of audio distortion or clipping. When you are crossing -6, you are getting too close to the red zone. The meter shows the maximum value as 0, but what happens when you go beyond 0? The meter cannot show that, and the audio data will not be saved. This leads to distortion or clipping that is beyond satisfactory repair in the post-processing. The best way to find the peak of a recording is using ACX check tool. We can see the peak level is -1.51 dB. The peak level in the original recording also denotes the headroom we have for post-processing. Headroom means the distance from the peak to 0 dB. The peak of -1.51 dB means we have only a headroom of 1.51. If our peak was -6 dB, we would have a headroom of 6. A bigger headroom allows more freedom in post-processing without having to worry about distortion or clipping. We will now see the issue in the second recording. Compared to the first recording, the waveform looks way shorter in height. We can check the peak for this recording again using the ACX check tool. The peak is -18.71, meaning we have a headroom of 18.71. You may feel this recording is okay as it had a larger headroom. We actually do not want too much headroom because we don't need such a big headroom. On the other hand, with such larger headroom we may be recording too close to the noise floor. To get a good signal-to-noise ratio, and capture a good amount of audio data, the recording level should cross -12 dB sometimes. If the recording always cross -12 and never exceed -6, that is okay. But if the recording never crosses -12 dB, that means you are recording below optimal level. However, failing to reach -12 dB means we are at risk of not capturing enough audio data. This recording also had another issue with the noise floor. To truly understand the noise floor, we should normalize to -3 dB. In this recording, normalize to -3 dB will bring up the noise and we can have a proper reading. You can see the waveform grew in height, meaning it became louder overall. Let's analyze a quiet part to understand the noise floor. If I play this, nothing appears in the meter. The meter starts at -60 dB. If your noise is below -60 dB, it will not show in the meter. Getting such low noise in a common recording environment is not normal, so there can be other issues. For example, automatic noise reduction is happening during the recording process. If you use the plot spectrum tool, you will get a hint. For inconsistent noise, there will be a sudden spike like this purple graph or no graph at all. There should be some continuity on this purple graph. The other 2 recordings did not have this noise suppression issue. If I play a silent part from the first track, the meter will show constant noise. The plot spectrum will also confirm this observation. The plot spectrum is a bit of an advanced concept, but it helps me identify your noise issue. The purple graph should be consistent over frequency, as we can see here. There can be many causes of the inconsistent white noise for the second track. One of the causes is a sound setting in Windows 11 or Windows 10. I will give you this link in the description. From there, please find the microphone settings as shown in this screenshot. Here, Enable Audio Enhancements is checked, and you should uncheck this to get consistent recording. For the third audio recording, the peak is okay. I have checked it using the ACX check tool. Please remember that in the original recording, the peak should be below -6 dB. It is below -6 dB. However, the waveform in some parts looks chopped or clipped. This type of chopped waveform comes from using a limiter. If your audio interface or microphone has such a limiter feature, you should disable it during recording. The waveform tips should not look chopped or like a line but more like what we see in the top 2 recordings. Those who are failing to get the correct recording level should play with the recording slider and microphone gain or audio interface gain to be in the proper range. You can check your level by clicking Enable Silent Monitoring. Before recording, check from here if you are in the correct range. If not, adjust your gain to be in the proper level. I will recap again the proper level. The peak should not exceed -6 dB, and at least sometimes you should cross -12 dB. If you always cross -12 dB, but do not exceed -6 dB, that is also okay. That would ensure you are recording with the proper signal. Please also note that if you slightly cross -6 dB, that is not a big issue. But the closer you get to 0 dB in the recording, the less headroom you will have. When your peak reaches the red zone, you will require some audio engineering skills to get a proper sound. We can avoid such complexity by recording in the proper range. If you want to learn how to set up and edit properly, you can enroll in the Audacity Accelerator program. The next batch will start from May 23rd. Seats are limited as I assist participants in getting off the ground and setting a path in the right direction. After completing this program, audiobook narration or professional voiceover production using Audacity will become an automatic skill. I get a wide range of participants in this program. For example, I got participants who want to produce better voiceovers for their training videos. I got another participant who wanted a better voice in her content. This program is for anyone who wants to make a great voiceover using Audacity. If you purchase now, you will also get lifetime access as a bonus. The program can be purchased from this Buy Me a Coffee page or from my shop page. Both links will be in the description and pinned comments. Both links give you access to the same program and the same bonus. If the current program is sold out, please wait for the next launch or send me an email for early reservation. I run it once or twice a month.